Hi, welcome to the video. My name's Dychronic, and today I'm going to be showing you with the Xur at random rolls my recommendations for January 21st, 2022. First and foremost, you can find them in the Watcher's Grave on Nessus. So just head over to this big old tree right here, and you can find the Xur right next to the precipice of the branch. This is a high overview in case this is all you cared about. And let me tell you, Interference 6, Phoenix Protocol, looking pretty, and Stompy's looking pretty cool. First up, for the exotic weapon today, we have the Telesto. Ooh, that is an ornament that I want. The Telesto, not a weapon that's really that good at anything. It's not that bad at anything either. It has some pretty decent damage and DPS and total ammo damage for PvE, and it has a decent efficacy as a fusion rifle with proximity explosion stuff for PvP. Just not the best at anything. Except for looking amazing. Have you seen this ornament? God damn! I think the catalyst is pretty basic. It just brings your magazine like 7 and then maybe something else, but it's not that great. And then there's this section where multi-kills with this weapon immediately reload your equipped kinetic and energy weapons from reserved, which means this weapon and the kinetic weapon, which could be a primary. I don't really get it. I don't know why this is useful. Following that, for the Hunter Exotic, we have these Stompies. It's actually, I believe I put this at number 1 for Hunter Exotics, and it's specifically really good for PvP and has a lot of uses for PvE as well. You increase the sprint speed, the slide distance, you improve the velocity and the height of all of your jumps, which just makes you faster, harder to hit, and more hunter-like. For this particular exotic, you definitely want a lot more mobility because you're trying to triple down on that, and then of course, probably recovery so you can use it in the Crucible, but obviously you could compensate, and a total of 66 is really high. So if you have strength needs, like the poison grenade thing from Void, or the shurikens, this could be a really good roll for you. Following that, for the Titan exotic, we have the Worm God Caress. This is going to be the high melee damage exotic for the Titans, other than the Synthoceps and that other one as well. There's a few melee ones. Essentially, melee kills increase the melee damage for a period of time. Additional kills extend the duration and increase the effects. I believe people are using this to get 999 with the throwing hammer thing, either that or Synthoceps, but if you like melee stuff, if you like the throwing hammer, this could be a really good option. And that throwing hammer is actually a lot more fun and a lot better than it used to be. Outside of that, obviously melee is dangerous and it falls off pretty sharply. For this exotic, you'd like to see obviously a lot of strength and maybe mobility for the speed stuff of it. But generally, I like to see a bit more mobility and of course recovery. And it has okay amounts of each, a little bit below average total. So I guess this is one of those, it's up to you if you want it. And finally, for the Warlock exotic, 67. For the Warlock exotic, we have the Phoenix Protocol. It's probably top 5 for Warlock exotics. It did drop slightly when they capped the amount of super energy you can get from it, but it's still a very powerful, very useful exotic, especially for Grandmaster Nightfalls. Anytime you're using a well, this just makes it better. Where essentially kills and assists that you make while you're standing in your Well of Radiance return super energy. Important thing here is your kills and your assists, not your teammates' kills. You have to assist them, and of course that gives you super energy up to 50%, just like all the super generating exotics. Even then, this allows you to have your super more often, more quickly, which is something that's really valuable. A lot of people are not understanding 50%. While it is annoying, you're still getting more super. And given that Wall of Radiance is essentially just invincibility in most of the game, that's really strong. As far as the roll goes, you like to see a lot of intellect. You probably like to see a lot of recovery for Warlock stuff, maybe low mobility, although you're not doing Icarus Stash because you're using it with well, so I think mobility is pretty good for this. And honestly, a total stats of 67, and this particular distribution is pretty damn good. If you don't have a good Phoenix Protocol, this is probably one of the best that you can get. The only thing is that there's this insanely, this is a good ornament, but there's this ornament that looks dope as hell. And when you get the colors on them, hold on, let me show you. Yeah! I love how this thing colors, this 2-color system. It looks amazing. I want this. I mean, seriously, the amount of shaders on this particular armor that just look amazing, which in my opinion is not that common on Warlock chest pieces. I'm always struggling to find a nice chest piece that works with stuff, and this one is just, Following that, let's take a look at the different legendary weapons. Enigma's Draw, triple tap elemental capacitor, probably not what you're looking for, definitely not enough range stuff in there, although magazine's alright. We have the 7th Seraph, which does work with Warmind cells. Field prep is on a primary is kind of weird. Snapshot, some range stuff in here, but definitely you could do better. Night Watch, explosive payload, essentially that's what you want on this. So if you don't have a good kinetic scout rifle, get this. Explosive payload basically gives you everything you need, and the rest of it's okay as well. Following that, Wishbringer. Pulse Monitor, you could definitely do a lot better with this stuff. There are some range stuff in here, but you definitely want full choke on it. After that, Toil and Trouble. Never really found a big use for this weapon. Does have full choke, has Tac Mag, has Field Prep Rampage. Might be an okay PvE option, but definitely, again, a lot better options. Interference 6, Field Prep, what is it, Threat Detector, no Spike Grenades, has Velocity. You definitely could be better. A few weeks ago, we had the nearly perfect Interference 6, so if you got that one, that's probably better. And then finally, these Stars and Shadows, which is Outlaw Headseeker, which does have a bit of synergy here, but again, you can do like Kill Clip, and I think there's another perk in here that's probably better for this part, maybe for some like handling stuff. Otherwise, a decent roll. If you like 340s, this could be okay. Following that, for the Warlock options, again, this is just for the Warlocks. This is the armor that is available. The Titans and Hunters have their own set. 60 high resilience, not really a fan. 62 mobility discipline might fit in certain builds. 62 mobility recovery discipline, this is probably one of the better options. And then of course this one, low recovery. So the helmet's probably the best bet, and then maybe the chest depending on your build. And of course, get your exotic engram. If you've got a lot of legendary shards and they're exotics you haven't received before, this guarantees you an exotic you never received, and at a high staff roll. I don't know why I went in there, but 63, not super high, but you do roll the dice with this. And of course, come check out my live streams that I have right after these videos. On screen right now is my live stream schedule, going a little bit early this week, or not this week, today, just because I'm going to be playing with one of my buddies from Jordan. So yeah, come check out our live streams. I often have absolutely no fun whatsoever, so if you're looking to have fun, do not join the live streams. It's funny to me that this guy whose name is XS, with an XSS at the end, is level 511. Talk about XS. And I know there are people that are higher than that by a lot. I know in this season, but I'm just saying it feels like a lot, you know? Of course, a big thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Specifically, a big thank you to Mom and Dad, Kristen Thompson, Dr. Strange, Kelly Allen, my niece, Stu Buckness, Raymond Schoner, Panther, Casey Reagan, for their support on Patreon. And that's it. Hope you guys did enjoy my name, Dychronic. I'll see you guys on the next one.